Hi everyone, welcome to today's video, and today I will be covering the topic about the shape tools. Now the shape tools is one of the most basic shapes that is used commonly in Adobe Photoshop, and it's used to make all your basic illustrations and all those fancy looking illustrations, posters, business cards as well. So without any further ado, let's dive right in. So as you can see that I've already opened up my document right here, which is 500 by 500 pixels, but you're free to choose any size document of your choice. So when you open up your Adobe Photoshop, over here on your left hand side of your screen, you'll see this tool right here in the shape of a rectangle. Right, so if I click on this a little bit longer, I will see that there are other shapes over here in this as well. So I'll show you one by one as to what these shapes are and how you can use them, right? So the first one obviously being the rectangle tool, right? So if I just click and drag my mouse like this, I can either make a rectangle or I can make a square with the help of this tool. Right, so this is one small square like this, and similarly I can use the same tool to make a rectangle like this, right? So I can also change the color of my shape. So you can also change the color of your shape. So if I double click on this and go back to my rectangle tool, you will see that this rectangle has a very thin light blue color outline outside, right? So that means that this rectangle has been selected. So if I go back here to my fill tool over here, I can choose a variety of colors from here. So I can make it dark maroon, like I can make it maroon, I can make it purple, yellow, or blue, however I want. I can also change the stroke here as well. So I can give it a stroke, let's say, I give it a stroke of red color like this. Right, and as you can see that the stroke, which is the outline, has been added, and the thickness of the stroke is currently 3 pixels. So if I want, I can increase it or decrease it or make it thinner or thicker as per I need, like that, right? So once that's done, let's move on to the other shapes as well. I'm gonna close this as well. Right. Now coming here to this rounded rectangle tool. It's basically the same thing. It does the same. It's very similar to this rectangle tool, except it has rounded edges like this. So I'm going to change the fill as well. Let's go ahead and do that like this. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and also remove the stroke. I do not need it as of now. So as you can see, you can also make like a small circle with it. But in case if you want to make any circles or ovals, there's an ellipse tool for that. So you can basically do the same thing, but you can see that the shape is very similar to that of the square and the rectangle, right? So you can also change the color from this option right over here. So I double click on this. Yeah. So I have to make sure that this is selected. And wait. Yeah, so this is selected and you can change. So usually what people do is that when they want to change the color of a shape, they usually go over here from here and then they change like that. So you can change it to whatever color you want. Usually it's right here because as you can see, there's a lot more variety as well. Then coming to the next shape, which is the ellipse tool. Now with the help of the ellipse tool, you can actually mix circles, you can make, oops, you can make circles, you can make ovals like this as well, right? I'm going to come back here and I'm going to, and like that. So in case if I want to also give a particular dimension to my shape, be it any shape, right? So for example, right now I have my ellipse tool right here. So if I just tap on my document once, you can see that it's asking for the width and the height, right? So if I check mark from the center, which means from the center, it's going to make my ellipse, right? So if I click on OK, you can see that the same thing comes up here as well. But let's change the dimensions for now. For example, I want a circle to be of 100 pixels by 100 pixels, right? Like it's a perfect circle like that. And there you go. I can just use the move tool to move it around like that. And now coming to the next tool, which is the polygon tool. You can see a polygon like this with 5 points. So once I've made my polygon right here, I can also play around with the shape a little bit more. So if I come over here to this drop down box over here, and if I select this one, the 5-point white star, right, and I'm going to change the fill as well to pink. Wait, yeah. If I drag my mouse like this, you can see that I have made a star like this from this drop down box below, right? So you can play around with the polygon tool as well. So you can make it as bigger or as smaller as you want. And in case if you want, you can make some stars, or you can even try out this one which says the red dwarf like this. And as you can see that the fill and the stroke gets changed into a really cool effect like this. And I'm going to change the size a little bit like that. Alright, so we're almost done. I'm going to skip the line tool because as the line suggests, as the name suggests, you can make a straight line with this. So now coming to this last one, which is the custom shape tool. So the custom shape tool, you can actually make some shapes like this, right? And as you can see, you can actually choose your shape from here, from this drop down box. As I had this one selected as of now, you can make any type of shape from this drop down box right here, right? And I'm going to change the fill as well. So like that. And I do not need the stroke. As you can see, if I just drag my mouse like this, I can make such type of shapes, right? And these shapes can be used as symbols in case if you want to add any type of a border around your invitation designs that you create. There you go. There you go. I have briefly talked about the shape tools and how you can actually use these shape tools to create different kinds of shapes in your illustrations, and how you can also change the color of your shapes, color and the strokes of your shape, right? So now that we've come to the end of our video, I hope you found this tutorial to be useful. So thank you for watching and stay tuned for more.